This is Alexander Playtime Williams of PlaytimeCares.com. What's up, world? This is Alexander Playtime Williams of PlaytimeCares.com and org. I'm giving you the Smackdown recap for May, the 28th, 2015. And they were at the Mohegan Sun Arena in Wilkes-Barre, Pennsylvania. And you had your normal commentators, Jerry the King Lawler, Tom Phillips, and Byron Saxton. So SmackDown, it's only a couple of days away from the pay-per-view Elimination Chamber, and traditionally that's a horrible show. But I say it straight off the press. This actually was a pretty impressive show, with a lot of high risk maneuvers and things going between the talent. And I was actually pleased with this SmackDown, especially this close to a pay-per-view. He started off with Dean Ambrose going to the ring and pretty much recapping his whole arrest ordeal that he had on Raw, and him getting arrested and how he was able to get out the arrest scenario. Then he explained that after he beat Seth Rollins at the Elimination Chamber, is going to be the age of Ambrose. That's is going to begin that. So the next thing they had was a tag team lumberjack match. You had the primetime players, Los Matadores, the Ascension, and the New Day being the lumberjacks outside, was Cesaro and Tyson Kidd, and they battled Lucha Dragon. And of course, Natalia was accompanying Kidd to the ring. And that was actually a decent match. It actually showcased again that we need a cruiserweight division. A lot of nice maneuvers, a lot of nice routines between the lesser weight guys, let's call them that. Everybody outside of Cesaro, really, really good stuff. Cesaro had some nice power moves during the match. It was a decent action the whole time. A lot of New Day sucks chants, even though they were just on the outside. And they did a lot of high risk maneuvers often during the match. So they really need to work on getting the cruiserweight division. And Kalisto was able to hit a really nice high risk maneuver on Tyson Kidd after Xavier Wood caused some interference on the outside of the ring. That match was a really good one. The Lucha Dragons got the pin, 8 out of 10 for the match. Then Kane was in the back, and he's approached by Rollins and J&J Security because they said that they had a rematch from Raw where you're going to have Kane and Seth Rollins versus Dean Ambrose and Roman Reigns. And he said, look, man, it's so close to the pay-per-view, blah, blah, blah. Well, Kane was like, look, just trust me. I got a plan. They might not even make it to the Elimination Chamber. So, okay, cool. So you have another match between the contestants that's going to be battling for the Intercontinental Championship at the Elimination Chamber. So you have RTruth versus King Barrett. And that actually was a decent match. It actually surprised me. Um, from the decent match, they didn't make RTruth for scrub this week. RTruth actually won, hitting his finishing move on King Barrett, and the match was pretty decent, about a 7 out of 10. Not as exciting as that tag team lumberjack match, but Sheamus at the end came and just kicked both of them in the face, King Barrett included. So that was pretty cool. And then you had a Raw recap between Lana and Rusev in their public breakup on Raw, of course, because it's a Raw recap. And then they had an interview. Renee interviewed Lana about it, pretty much asking how she felt about everything. And Lana was like, "Look, I'm not gonna be, nobody's toy, and you know, things of that nature." And then she asks Lana, "Well, what's the relationship between you and Dolph Ziggler?" She's like, "No, there's no relationship between us." Rusev come, Renee, she bounced out. She disappeared real quick. She went magician status, and she pretty much said that, look, I'm not jealous about you and Ziggler. I just feel sorry for you because you made your bed. Well, he actually said you made your grave, and now you're gonna lie in it. So he was talking about burying her and Ziggler. And I believe the next match was actually Ryback versus Rusev, which was a really good match. Before he even started, yeah, USA chants real hard. Big guys, that always equal plenty of power moves, and they didn't disappoint. You know, yeah, we want Lana chants going on a lot, but Rusev actually injured himself while he was competing. He injured his ankle, so he ended up just making himself get disqualified by throwing Ryback in some steel chairs and just did stuff to get him disqualified. All in all, it was probably about a 7 out of 10 match as well. And then they did a recap of Naomi's attack on Paige when it was overseas and Paige won that Diva Battle Royal. So of course the next match was Paige versus Naomi, and Naomi in a matter of weeks went from being this ultra aggressive person to this person that goes in the ring and she's just all fun and games, smiling, playing around. Don't like it. Was horrible, and Naomi ended up losing and the match was horrible, and it was about a 6 out of 10. They need to make it to where the divas are aggressive. Naomi was like top notch, and then all of a sudden Paige come back and they just throw it to the wolves. They just make it horrible. So then they had a tough enough submission, that compilation like they do every week. Still some decent ones in there. Then you have Michael Cole in the ring. He usually just on Raw, but he was in the ring and he was interviewing the NXT champion Chris Owens. And Chris Owens pretty much was saying that John Cena, he know his accolades, but John Cena got something to prove to him, not the other way around, which is true because Chris Owens is in NXT, not in, he's in the developmental league for the most part. He's not in the main thing. So if Cena losing to him is way more hurtful than, Chris Owens, Chris Owens actually losing to Cena. And then they questioned whether or not he had the resolve to finish Cena, and he just showcased what he did to his best friend Sami Zayn. And it's like, yeah, I do what it takes. And then you had your main event match, which was Dean Ambrose and Roman Reigns versus Kane and Seth Rollins with J&J Security, accompanying them. Pretty much was a numbers game for the whole match. They did a lot of risky maneuvers, a lot of high-risk moves for it to be this close to a pay-per-view, which I was very excited about that. Crowd really enjoyed the match. And, when it was all said and done, J&J Security just jumped in the ring and caused interference, caused Dean Ambrose and Roman Reigns to get the disqualification win, and they was Ambrose and Reigns was getting the best of them for a little bit. So Kane called the New Day from out the back. He was motioning for people, and the New Day rushed out. Of course, the crowd booed that, and the New Day started doing what they was doing, and Roman Reigns and Dean Ambrose actually did get the best of the New Day, but that was just enough distraction where Kane can sit there and choke slam Reigns, and then Seth Rollins could do what he needed to do, and they beating up everybody. Roman Reigns incapacitated. Hey, Seth Rollins get Dean Ambrose, put him in the better grade, plant him, knock him out. So Kane and Seth Rollins, they stand victorious with the belt. So that's pretty much how SmackDown went. It was more of it wasn't that much talking in this one. It was more action. Just how I like it. SmackDown was actually really, really good this week. Hey, follow me on everything, whether it's Pinterest, whether it's Twitter, whatever. It's always Playtime Cares. I have a donation button. Check out the .com. Check out the .org. Everything coming. Trust the plus on that. Let me know what you think about the recap. I always like the dialogue back and forth. Hit me up. Peace.